darlings, how are you? I hope that you are well. Welcome to the Curious Mind of Raquel. I am your favorite mermaid mystic. So today's video is going to seem a bit weird, but maybe not, because I think it's absolutely intriguing and something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. There's so many different ways to look at this particular subject that I'm going to share, and one of them notoriously is, why would you do a video on that? Like, no one cares, and most often everyone loves to jam on everyone loves to riff on a celebrity. But because I was married to a celebrity for 25 years, I understand a thing or two about celebrities. Now, they're no different than you and I, and in fact, they're more traumatized, they're more wounded people than the average person. And the benefit of celebrities, and why I want to focus on celebrities, is because I have found that rather than tearing them down and making them seem like, because I've noticed there's loads of people that do that, and maybe perhaps even in my past I've done that a bit as well. But what I recognize through my meditation, and today is I'm shooting these videos on the Lionsgate 888, that I wanted to really focus on Leos. And in fact, they're beautiful examples of what we can utilize to learn from. And I think this is quite beneficial. And so, because, like I was saying, as I had been meditating these last couple weeks on opening my throat chakra, which has loads to do with communication and sharing my truth, that I feel as though spirits very, very much incline me to talk about this other side of the aspect of celebrity, and how I want to be able to help celebrities, to be quite frank, because I feel as though I've worked for celebrities many times, and I've also, like I said, I was married to a celebrity, and what I've found is that many times they're often extremely wounded people, no different than you and I, but in an extraordinary more measure, because they're on display basically. And so if I could help celebrities, there's constantly this bit about, like, when a celebrity is going through something, they're hiring their crisis management team, and they've got a team of all kinds of people. Once again, this is where I feel as though this is the wrong way to go about it, because what's happening is they're thinking that they can solve a problem that was embedded when they were children, in their early childhood development years. And the only way to truly heal these things for a celebrity is to understand where their trauma wounds lie, so that they can become the greatest versions of themselves. Because I love all people, honestly. As difficult as my life has been, with me losing my son and my ex-husband, parent alienation and trying to destroy my character. I mean, anything that was possible for him to try and attempt to destroy, he has tried to do that. But the happiness is that if you recognize and and you follow my teachings, what I know about the law, that no power under the sun can keep you from your manifestations or keep you from your desires. So you could try to thwart me all day long, anything that you want to do to me, and it will never ever work. And so that is the power that lies within me, for one thing, that why I know I can help celebrities. The other thing is that I've worked around them so much since I got my divorce from my first husband, right? Well, obviously, I'm still married to my dearest beloved Jeffrey Sean, but I have worked around many celebrities. I'm friends with many celebrities. And I'm not saying that as a boasting tactic, but I'm saying that as understanding what kind of machine this is when you're dealing with celebrities. And I think oftentimes celebrities are so in their ego. They're really, they got a lot blocked off when it comes to their heart. Loads of celebrities block their heart chakra off. Like, it's constant. I mean, obviously many of the chakras are off, okay? But this is one of the biggest ones for a celebrity. And so that's just my thing, is that I like to help them so that we can have beautiful celebrities that everyone talks and speaks lovely about, and cleaning their career up like that if they've got problems, or they've been long-term, they've been doing things that have basically putting a plaster on a bullet wound, you know what I mean? Like, or as or the Americans would say, putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. You can't do it. You're going to bleed out. So that's why I wanted to use Miss Lopez as an example, because, and I've used her several times, like on podcasts before, and I've also used her on when she was dating, what was his name? The Rodriguez guy, I think. Is that what his name is? I'm not quite sure. I can't keep up, really. I just like to study them as, you know, of anthropology, because this is what you need to steer away from. This is what you need to work on, and this is where you can fix your problems. So that is where I feel like Spirit is leading me, because we love seeing celebrities. We just want a new version of celebrities. And for all the celebrities that came before, you know, this Christ consciousness, loads of them are going to have to clean up their lives. They will have to go in and repair and heal those wounded aspects of themselves and those different chakras to balance that out. And so that's sort of why I wanted to talk about it, because today is the Lion's Gate, and obviously it is Leo season. And also, when we're talking about achievements and all of that, I thought that Mrs. Lopez was a beautiful example of that. Like I said, I never like dislike or loathe as any particular celebrities, or, oh, I love that celebrity. I just think personally for myself, they're just another human being. They just manifested fame, or they manifested notoriety or whatever. Like, they're no different than, you know, Jack that works down at Domino's. They're really not. It's just that they have a broader view of what the world sees of them. So these are beautiful examples that I can use now to encourage my teaching. So I hope to really help celebrities, because it seems to be these are the people that are on display quite a bit, and helping them to be able to find the aspects of themselves, you know, rather than going to their particular management source to try to clean up their personality on the screen space of reality, where the whole entire world is seeing a disgrace of what's happening in their lives because they're having meltdowns every moment. It's like this crisis management. That's what they call crisis management, where they go in and they say, okay, you need to do this. Like, for example, let me give you an example, is like J-Lo. Okay, Jennifer Lopez has hired a crisis management team. And some of the things, and I know because I used to be married to a celebrity, okay? And so what they do is they will say, okay, you need to start posting these particular things. Like, you're having a really hard time in your relationship, and you and Ben are doing terrible, and everyone's coming at you. Well, what you would do is not hire a crisis management, darling. You would hire Raquel. And the reason I say that is because you're going to bleed out, okay, darlings? You're going to bleed out every single time. Until you start to recognize you've got to address the internal issues rather than addressing the external ones. Like, hey, Jennifer, because this is what they do. Let me explain to you what they do when you hire a crisis management team. They say, okay, Now, you need to start posting on your social media things that are going to get people to like you more, which would be, you have to show your feminine side. You have to show your soft side. So post some images with you and your children. You going to lunch with your children. And oh, they're your worlds. Oh, they're your hearts. You start putting captions like that in there. Or they're going to implant some stories in TMZ or whatever and say that you donated to, you know, a homeless shelter, or you did this, or you donated your time, which I don't think Jennifer's donating her time anytime soon, darling, unless it's in, you know, Saint-Tropez. But they will say, you know, oh, she's doing her, you know, civic duty, and she's, you know, spending all of this time with these unfortunate people, and blah, 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 whatever. Then they get hit pieces they call these magazines, okay, like Time Magazine, The New Yorker, blah, 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 whatever, and then they plant stories. Hey, will you write a story about this? Like, look how great Jennifer Lopez is. Isn't she, you know, isn't she lovely? It's supposed to make the public like her again. Like, oh, we're going to forget what we knew about her before. Like, your character is a bit off, love. It's a bit off, okay? Stop doing this. Stop hiring crisis management teams and start hiring people that are going to help you to literally change your life, not just pretend to change your life. You got issues, everyone's got them. Just understand that it's okay. Like, that bit of vulnerability with you might do you a long-standing bit of good, love. Because the problem with celebrities, and I know, once again, I'm telling you, now listen, he wasn't a Tom Cruise, like on the A+ list. A celebrity is a bloody celebrity. You have to understand what you're dealing with. It's a wild beast we got here. Celebrities. I'm not against them, I'm for them. And that's why I really want to help celebrities, because most of them are the most insecure, lacking of self-worth, self-esteem. Loads of them are so ego-based and that's why so many celebrities are deemed and labeled narcissist, okay? I live with a narcissist. I know what they're like. They're all into the ego. Everything is about them. And it's a trauma wound from their childhood, okay? Understandably, it's a wound from their childhood trauma. And if you do not clean it up, you do not dig it up, this is going to be the problem, okay? You will not heal. I do believe that narcissists can heal, because the problem is that they begin to rely on themselves because they cannot rely on the people that are in their lives. They're inconsistent, they're untrustworthy. And so when a child has that kind of trauma early in childhood development, they lean onto themselves. They learn that, you know what, in order to survive, in order to have what I want to have, I can't trust people. This is like for example, I'm using Jennifer Lopez, okay? And the reason for that is because she's in the news a lot. Loads of people can see her as an example. And it's beautiful to use these celebrities as an example, because this is what not to do, loves. This is, if you're going to be famous or you're planning on fame or whatever, you really, really want to look at the things that have gone wrong in the world. The celebrities that have completely led you astray, and they were all fake and all phony and all narcissists. But understandably, these people all here, they manifested exactly what they wanted. But what happens long term is when you're doing things and you are once again not getting to the heart of your trauma wounds and your pain as a woman. Like Jennifer Lopez is not getting to her. Now, she might be doing it on the sides. Obviously, she's a Leo. I'm pretty sure she's Leo. So she's not going to reveal that. She's going to be extremely reluctant to do that, because she's got massive, she doesn't have a throat chakra blockage, absolutely not, but she's got a massive sacral and root chakra massively, massively. She's also got loads of problems going on up here. And her heart is completely blocked off. Her heart chakra is the worst off. And this is what happens because you become extremely selfish. So that doesn't come easy for someone like that. They have achieved and manifested the fame. And you can do that. But we all know that little platitude that you've got going on is a disguise for what's internally deep embedded within Mrs. Lopez. Okay? So she has closed off all her chakras except for the ones that have worked really, really well. Okay? And that her fame is the one. And she has utilized, because she has never been able to truly save herself, and she's recognizing, I guarantee you she's recognizing this right now. When she's got her head lying on her little pillow at night, I promise you and assure you that the veil is coming, it's becoming thin, okay? And she has always used men as an avenue to save her from herself. So what you have to learn to do is to save yourself, in essence, rather than looking outside yourself for a man or someone else to come in and rescue you. Because this is what happens. Rescuers can always identify a taker, okay? So they're like drawn like a magnet. And this is what happens because you seek out subconsciously the person that you are trying to manifest to save you, right? You want someone to come in and rescue you. This is what she does with love. This is a prime example. So instead of giving herself the love, she is seeking outside of herself to find someone to save her when she really needs to save herself. So she's seeing that reflection in other people, when in reality, she's seeing herself. Does that make sense? Yes. Beautiful. Brilliant. That's how the universal law works that so strategically and so perfectly. But what happens when you continually try to seek outside yourself to save yourself and to have someone rescue you when you need to rescue yourself is that you will have lovely, lovely opportunity to meet someone. It will last through the honeymoon, right? And it will thwart itself. You will sabotage. She will self-sabotage every single time until her higher self comes into reality and says, oh, I guess I need to heal. Oh, Jen, I guess I need to heal this part of myself. But how many people, especially celebrities, and the reason I use celebrities is because everyone can relate. You can't relate in the sense, but you can see them as an example, okay? This is a beautiful way to illustrate what happens when your subconscious mind is whacked out. Your wiring is way off. So it does good to give the example for me to you, but you sort of like it more when I talk about a celebrity. Don't deny it. You know you do. Everyone does. Well, not everyone, understandably, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm getting to the point, okay? Do you understand me? So that's something that I really, really hope that the celebrities that watch this channel, because I know you're out there, I know you are, and I know you're watching, so I really want you to think about that. Let's start not calling a crisis management, okay? Now, if you've done some awful things, okay, your moral code and your ethics is way off, that's something else you need to address. Now, I do not address those kind of things in the normal capacity. No, I do it completely different because we use the law of assumption here, like Neville Goddard talks about. There's nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. There is nothing that will impinge you from anything in your entire life as long as you know how to work the law. But you've got to work it using the moral code, the compass of your true north, because if you don't, you're going to get what loads of celebrities, you see it happens constantly, more so now because we're in Christ consciousness stage, but These people, and your next door neighbor, your sister-in-law, your brother, your mom, your dad, your uncle, the person you knew in high school, they're all getting the karmic debt, because you cannot outrun the laws of the universe, which is karma. You can't outrun it. You could say, oh, well, he never got his karma. Oh yeah, he did. Because guess what? If he didn't get it in this lifetime, which he normally will, he or she always will, it will go on to your generations. And then you will have to reincarnate, and you'll still have to live through it. So you never get away from it. Look at all those bunny fluffs. You see them from Chappie. And, but anyway, so that's where I'm going to leave this video for right now. Okay? All right. I hope that you derive some benefit from it. And if you have any questions or comments, my comment section is always open, and I adore you. I hope that you have a lovely day, and as always, I'm most affably yours until my next swim. Cheers, darlings. Toodaloo.